Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Work Data Learning Platform, and in today's video we are going to discuss one more concept related to the C++, and that is placement new. We will discuss what is placement new and why we use it. We will discuss it with respect to three cases. The first case is how to use it with a simple variable. Then we will see that how we can use the placement new with the arrays. Then we will see that how the placement new can be used with the classes. So let's start with the placement new. What is the placement new? In case of placement new, you know that whenever you are allocating a memory for any of the variable or for any of the class to create an object, in that case, you don't know that what will be the memory where it will be allocated. You don't know the memory area where your object will be created. But in case of placement new, you know in advance that where your memory will be allocated for your object. So that is why placement new is useful in those cases. But what is the advantage of using the placement new? The thing is that allocation of memory is known to you in advance, so you have better control, and there are no chances of memory allocation failures because the memory has already been allocated. So that is why it helps you to understand why we should use the placement new based on the requirement of your project, based on the requirement of your program, your design. You can decide whether you need to use the placement new or not. So here I'm just going to give you an idea like what is placement new and how that is used, and rest is up to you how to use it or how to decide if you need to use it or not. So first of all, we will see it with the help of the simple variable. So let me create a simple variable int a, and I have given the value as 10 to this variable. Now let me allocate the memory for a particular pointer which is pointing to an a memory area where the integer variable has been stored. So I am writing like int strict is equal to new, and here I need to use address of a. I just want to allocate the memory area, but I just want to use the existing memory area which is pointed to by the address of a, this variable, and then I will write like int. Okay. Now if I print the addresses of both the a and b, you will find that both the addresses are same. The address of a and the p, which is pointing to this new allocated area, you will find that both are same. So let's run this and you will be able to see the same values for the memory areas. Here you see. Okay, so this is how you can use it with the simple variables, and with this I would like to show you some more things around this. Like if you have this value with 10, if you want to change this value to some other value like 100, then in that case you can also do that with the help of the placement new. How you will do that? So let me show you. So let me create another pointer variable p1, and let me write like p, and then address of a, and then int, and you provide the new value 100. Now try to print the new value, and if you print the value of a now, then it should be 100. So let's see. Here you go. You have this new value 100. So this is how the placement new can be used with the simple variables. Now let me show you with the arrays. So this is again very simple if you want to use it with arrays. So it's like int a r, and this is size 10, and let me give the value as size equal to 0. Okay. Now let me allocate the array new. Here what you will provide, you will simply provide the name, because the name of the address itself represents the base address, which is a pointer. So that's very simple. And here if you again print the values of p, and on the next line you print the array, the address of array, which is represented by the name of the array. So you will be able to see that both the values are same, both the addresses are same. So here you can see like both the addresses are same, there is no difference. So this is how you can use it with arrays, and now let us see it with the help of classes. How you can use it. Class, test class, and writing. And here what you need to take care of is like whenever you are doing the new with the placement new, if you are using the placement new, then you must need to know that placement new will call your constructor and will allocate the memory, right? But in case if you are deleting your object, then in that case it is not going to delete your memory area because there is no placement. So you need to remember that whenever you are removing the memory area, then you need to call the destructors explicitly. You know that if you call the delete, the destructor is called explicitly by the compiler itself, by the system itself. But in case you are using the placement new, then using the delete will not deallocate the memory because the memory was allocated by some other means. So using the delete, it will not be deleted. So what you need to do, you need to simply call the destructor, and once the destructor is called, then as per the rule, all the memory area occupied by this object will be explicitly deleted. So you need to do something like this. I am just going to create a public variable. Here is the this class constructor. So let's see what happens. Then I write like destructor this class. Side the destructor ATR. And now I'm just going to create this class DC. So this is a simple object which has not been allocated on the heap. I have not used the new, so this will be created on the stack. So this has some address, this test class has some address. Now I'm just going to create a pointer to this test class. Then I'm just going to write like new address of TC and then test class. And if I print the addresses of both TC and the address of this P, which is pointed by this P, then you will be able to see the memory addresses. See, you can see like it went to the constructor for this statement, it went to the constructor for the new statement. Then you can see both the addresses are same because you are using the placement new, and then when we have printed, you can see the they have printed both the same addresses. And then after this, since we are going outside, it is calling the destructor. Okay, so this is how it will be working. But in case you have not used this object like this, and if you are using some other memory area which was already allocated, in that case you need to explicitly call the destructor. So let's see, if I allocate some memory area, void district p is equal to new say integer for 100 integers. I allocated this, and I'm using this same memory area new p for the base class. So if you print both the p and this make this p1, both the p1 should return the same address. See, both the p and p1 has returned the same address. But you can see I have done this new, then in that case it has simply called this test class constructor, but you can see that it has not called the destructor. So what we need to do, we simply need to do one thing, that we need to call explicitly the destructor of this test class. Now once it will go to the inside the destructor, then the memory area will be deallocated. So the destructors will not be called explicitly in this case. Even if you call the delete p1, then let's see what happens. So in case of delete p1, it will call the destructor. But this memory area you must need to free inside the destructor. So that way it will work, and that way it will be able to clearly delete all the memory area that you occupied, because this memory area is still there even after the delete, because it has called the destructor but it has not removed this. So you must need to ensure that you remove this. And the advantages we already discussed, like if you are going to create any garbage collector program, then in that case displacement new is really useful. We will discuss that someday regarding the garbage collectors at some point of time in this playlist of C++ tips and tricks. But for today, I think this one is sufficient to to explain you regarding the placement new. And there is no placement delete. Please note this down, and I hope you must have understood all this concept. Please note that this you need to delete it yourself. Okay. Thank you and have a nice day.